Aisha Yesufu has reacted to plot to remove the Oba of Benin. So, guys, strange things are happening in this country. We know that recently, Tinubu's daughter, who is the Yanoja of Lagos, she is the leader of all market women in Lagos, now moved to Benin to install an Iyanoja of Edo State. So, guys, and the Oba of Benin did not allow that to happen. The Oba resisted it, that it is strange to their culture. We know that that position is being appointed by the Oba of Benin. But how Tinubu's daughter left Lagos for Edo State to come be the one to appoint a market women leader is something that is still strange to Nigerians. Now, Tinubu's son, Sheyi, we saw the influence he had during the student union presidency, whatever, when they had their election. Tinubu's son, Sheyi Tinubu, wanted to be the one that would tell them who will be the next student leader in Nigeria. Now, Tinubu's daughter is the one foreseeing market women leadership, and Tinubu's son wants to foresee that of students. You see, all these things are political arithmetic that they are doing just to hijack the nation so that people will not be able to vote according to their conscience. If you remember last week, a group of Tinubu's boys in Lagos made a video saying whether you are an Okada rider, you are a Keke Napepe rider, you are anything, a driver, provided you are under the Nigerian Union of Transport Road Workers, whatever. If you don't vote APC, that you'll be meted with sanction, you'll be fined. That's what he came out to say, that for 2027, they are not going to allow what happened in 2023 to repeat itself in 2027. And that if you don't vote for the APC, you'll be meted with punishment. That's what he said in the video. Now, they try to group all these people and you'll be forced to do their bidding because the APC has nothing to campaign with. They just want to hijack the nation so that people will vote against their own conscience. So by the time Tinubu's daughter becomes the leader of all market women in Nigeria, do you know what that means? If you don't vote according to their instruction, they are going to fine you. And by the time Tinubu begins to oversee over the affairs of student union in Nigeria, it means that even students will be mandated on who to vote for and who not to vote for. And I tell you, that means the voice of Nigerians have been shut up. So guys, I'm going to just allow you to take a look at how Aisha Yesufu has reacted to that. But before that, don't forget that sometimes, like 2-3 weeks ago, a man in Lagos, an Igbo man who came out saying he is an Obi of Lagos, was arrested by the police, that he has no right to say he is an Obi of Lagos in another man's land, claiming he is an Obi. But guess what? In Igbo land, we have Yoruba leaders, that are there holding their position. But this man was, arrested by the police, that he does not have any right to bear that name. That tells you that under the Tinubu's government, Nigerians have been really divided. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at how Aisha Yesufu has reacted to this development.
I'm
Don't
sure
forget to
a lot
subscribe
of
and
you
turn
have
on the
seen
bell notification. Now take a look.
Market crisis that is going on in Benin, and you're seeing the way tradition is being desecrated, the way people are coming in to try to install, their own tradition. And ironically, for those people who are coming in from Lagos, especially a place where you've seen in the last few years a lot of bigotry that had been going on in terms of telling people that, oh, you cannot come and install any new thing or whatever. To the extent that recently, I'm going to just take you on a bit of a journey, just bear with me. Recently, there was a lady who is an artist who decided she was going to do some art exhibition, planned it for years using her money, and according to her, there are a lot of opportunities that she had to turn down because she's doing this thing. And when the exhibition flyer came out, she used Owambe, Owambe, because that's what she's trying to, her art exhibition is all about, something, the Lagos, social Lagos life. Come and see the opera that came out. Owambe, it is O1 Bear with an N, not an M. Started all sorts of things, reporting her to the state. There's a petition, there's even a protest. Currently, there's a protest they say they want to do called Lagos Job for Lagos people, something like that. I really don't follow them with all of that shenanigans and nonsense. Because as far as I'm concerned, if your everything on life is that, oh, I am this tribe, I am that tribe. Then as useless can be to human beings, if your real call of anything is what tribe you are or you are in, that's something you had no contribution to. It's a sperm and an egg coming together and producing you, and where they produce and where you were brought up. Like I always say to people also, if for example your parents were to tell you that you were adopted, so what would then that be? So for anybody that is doing all those tribalism, I don't even have the energy to follow the whole thing. But to the extent that they started changing the O1 spelling it with an N. Me, I said in all my years, I'm 50 something, I've never heard it spelled with an N. It is always an N. Then the people that came were insulting this lady. This lady, obviously, she's Igbo. And they were like, oh, you cannot come and change Yoruba culture to Kiniko, blah, 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 this, that. It is N. Guess what? By the time people were digging their tweets, they use M. TVC came out, you know that station is always something else, came out that with their own, this started writing it out with an N. People had to go and dig their old videos, YouTube videos, to say, okay, see where you put an M. So you have been spelling it as M. Everybody has been spelling it as, because this lady is coming to do art exhibition. She's Igbo. She's successful. She's vocal. Now, all of a sudden, you people are this. But anyway, that's by the way. The reason why I'm giving you this background to say for a place, then you have this woman, Tinubu's daughter, coming in all the way to Benin and trying to do some nonsense in Benin, trying to reshape the whole market. It's really causing a major problem, because when it comes to market women, they are the ones who choose who their leader is going to be. For me, when I started seeing this whole thing about market women association, political, like, which one is market women association? For me, I'm a market woman. I've never done any association. Maybe because my own marketing, I did it in the north. And if there was, when I did my marketing, when I entered market, I think I entered the market over 20 years ago when I started selling in market. I'm not a small player. I was a big player. You understand? Started from, so because I used to buy the trailer loads. In trailer loads. Even here in Abuja, Wuse Market, I used to buy this thing, trailer load of Viju milk. I used to supply in Wuse Market. Utako Market, I used to supply this thing, Grand Oil and all of that. For me, I was in Doka, I was in Kaduna Central Market. That was where I did my business. Then I also did shop in Kanu, around Singa, around, and then Bata Market. I had shops there. I remember this market women thing. Maybe because me, I don't used to do association, I don't have time for it. So I wasn't a small player in the market. I bought this trailer loads. Though if you go to Doka shopping complex up to today, ask of Mama Amir, the one that they will tell you, because they didn't know me as Aisha Yesufu, they just know me as Mama Amir. You understand? So I don't get this politicized. But anyway, that's by the side. The reason why I'm doing this video is to say that, as far as I'm concerned, I think this whole gimmick of market is just a way of they want to remove Oba of Benin, or attempt to, or belittle Oba of Benin. Because I'm also seeing people are like, oh, why is the Oba not talking? Why? Oba cannot talk. And he shouldn't talk. He has said what he has to say. And that's enough. It's not left for the people to be defiant on this thing. This whole thing, as far as I'm concerned, it's a way to remove the Oba of Benin. Because how do you even start and break the whole traditional this thing? The governors have been conquered. Did they not give 6 months suspension to Fubara? Did they not calm down? Did his body? Governors have been conquered. No, fear is in their body. How do you conquer the traditional institution? Is by going after the one of the real traditional strongest that has stayed because of being looked upon with that reverence and not being politicized, is the throne of the Oba of Benin. That throne of the Oba of Benin. So if you are able to show that even the throne of the Oba of Benin, you can do any nonsense you want to do with it and get away with it, so you'll conquer the whole traditional rulers, across Nigeria. And for me, I think this is what is being angled at. You will see that there's a letter that I have here, right? It says, from the National Market Council of Nigeria, NAMCON, motto, uniting market leaders. They are registered, they have their registered this thing number 7116256. It was written April 30th, 2024. And they wrote it to the Oba of Benin. Oba of Benin, His Majesty Omonedo Uku, Apolopolo Oba Ewuare too. He says, Your Majesty, introduction of the Edo State Iyeki elect, Pastor Mrs. Josephine Isi Ibagweze. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that well. Edo and Efema, our tongue, the differ sort in a way. So apologies for not pronouncing that well. Am I even apologizing for that? And this is what he said. He said, Your Majesty, my name is Chief Dr. Mujidat Folashade Tinubu Ojo, FCIML in bracket. I don't know what that means. The Iyaloja General of Nigeria and the first daughter of her president, definitely not my president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. And this letter was written on the 30th of April, 2024. Over a year ago, they started this nonsense. He ignored them. Can you imagine? Which one is the daughter? Who the hell cares what daughter you are? Daughter of a certificate forger. Daughter of someone who had to pay money for this thing, who had to forfeit money for drug dealing. If it's not Nigeria that is such a country where criminality is being rewarded, this kind of person should be removing that surname from her name, not using it, because it's something to be ashamed of. You're coming to tell her you are the daughter. Who the hell cares you're the daughter of what? And they put this, it says, with great sense of responsibility and utmost regard to our royal father, His Majesty, they put his name there, I humbly write to introduce Pastor Mrs. Josephine, whatever her surname is, as the Edo State Iyeki elect. Iyeki. Who probably say Iyaki, mother of market. With the development, it's our responsibility to see to the day-to-day affairs of the traders in the state. You are sending him this thing, Edo State. Your Majesty, I humbly request for you to give your daughter every necessary backing to succeed in this great and noble assignment, as I look forward to have your fatherly blessing for her to be fruitful in her newly assigned role. The palace ignored this letter. Let me remove my glasses myself. The palace ignored this letter over a year ago. And now, they now carry themselves. They came to the market. They actually went to the palace. And the Oba said to them, this is strange to us. So we don't know it. It is Iyeki we have. And no one Iyeki. There's something like Iyeki General. It's one Iyeki to every market. Every market is independent in its way. And from some of the explanation we've seen, they say it comes with a spiritual working. It's always attached with you, but there are certain spiritual, traditional things that they do. You cannot say you are a pastor. Then they say you come and do this traditional thing. You say you can't do it. You are worshiping your own God. Nobody stops you from worshiping your own God. You worship your own God. They will worship their own God. It is freedom of religion. Or you cannot say you are a Muslim, you cannot do it. Yeah. Me now, I cannot be Iyeki. You understand? Because I'm a Muslim, I cannot bow to any other deity. I cannot do any sacrificial work. I cannot do it. So I have no business. The people who have business doing Iyeki, that can do those sacrifices or whatever it is that they want to do, how they want to do it, they have every right. The way me, as a Muslim, I have every right to worship. The way you, if you're a Christian, you have every right to worship. It's the same way that they have every right to worship their own traditional religion. Nobody takes that away from anybody. He said, he didn't understand this. Then you now come and install. And I see people who are talking and whatever. And the fact is that the kind of governor that you people went to install there, because Edo State are at fault at this whole thing. We were talking about competence. There's no how Akpata is in office and this nonsense will be happening. It wouldn't. You saw someone who has no ambition, who shouldn't have been here, who for him being a governor is the bus stop. So what the bus stop means is that this is the end. He knows he cannot go further than, except of course, it's the nonsense we are being want to carry. So he will do anything to the people who have brought it here. He will sell Edo State. After all, he bought Edo State. Now, did he not buy? He was sharing money. People were paying, buying, selling their votes. The PDP did the same thing. People are like, this is the result. So what they, at the end of the day, before you know what's happening, they will not say that, oh, they've removed Edo State Governor, Oba of, they've removed Oba of Benin, and it will stay. Because politically, constitutionally, and everything, the law, the governor is the one they put and remove. See what happened in Kano State. As big as Kano State is, as sacred as Kano State Emirship Tozu was, they removed it. Cut it into different parts. That's the same thing. It's now, when another governor now came in, they installed Sanusi. The other one said he's still there. Now, Kano State have 2 emirs. Those are the kind of things that they want to do, to show you that they will break that institution. So I beg, Edo Oba of Benin, he has no business in this way. It's the people of Edo, people of Benin that have business with this. You can decide not to obey this nonsense. When they come to collect money or impact, you don't know her. Ignore the whole thing. Let it be let her be dealing with the Oba. Let her be dealing with the governor. Not with you. You have no business with her. They come, you ignore them. And this has to be, there has to be a unity. Whether the Agbero, so when we say now they use it, they carry on and come and say, man, I'm going to be people. When I got to get sense, so for this one way with this, so if an ally man not get sense, they go take on and do people. Tomorrow, when I be saying I be Agbero for there, now be saying now they take do now be the area boys now they will carry people for Lagos, come stand for now. And now market women they take start now. Later they will carry person from Lagos, they will carry a come, they go appoint their come put them for our head. As I say, this one a matter where everybody go stand up talk. Everybody go stand up say this one be something I say now they leave am for Oba Benin. Say wetin happen? Now Oba go come dey talk. Wetin you get people for? Because you know say that Benin this thing now traditional seat. You get people wey don dey eye am, and those people wey be say they wan conquer. Now where they look for Benin? So all this how they do market. Now Oba of Benin own na they look for. Now so me see am o. Now as I see am so now I talk. I no put water for my mouth. I talk. Thank you.
We're starting with an issue that brings us to the crossroads of culture, tradition, and political influence. Now, right in Edo State recently, the Oba of Benin took a striking stand when the daughter of the president of current Iyaloja and the current Iyaloja general, that is Mrs. Folashade Tinubu Ojo, came to Edo to inaugurate a new Iyaloja across Edo markets. Now, the monarch publicly rejected the plan. He declared that the role and function of the Iyaloja and the way proposed is alien to Benin custom. Instead, he reaffirmed and defended the Iyeki system, the tradition market leadership structure in the kingdom. Now, he argued that each market Iyeki is tied to the palace, confirmed by the Oba, once selected by market traders, and has long played vital cultural and, most importantly, spiritual roles. And they're not just administrative ones as well.
You see, this clash raises vital questions. When political or modern structures collide with deep-rooted tradition, which should prevail? Who should decide how our markets are organized and led? And what does the episode say about the balance of power between the palace, the state, and market institutions? Of course, to help us unpack this tension, we have with us Ameye Omorigi, I hope I got that correct, former senior special assistant to the governor of Edo State on arts, culture, and tourism. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us at Breakfast Extra.
Good morning, Nigerians. Thanks for having me.
So, Mr. Omorigi, let's begin with the overall. What is your overall reaction to the stand taken by the Oba, of course, rejecting the Iyaloja installation in Edo market as proposed? Because I'm sure a lot of people feel like Iyaloja was for Lagos and now, you know, it's being moved to Edo State. So what was your take on this?
Yes, the Revered Benin monarch is only preserving our rich cultural heritage here in the ancient city of Benin and in Edo State. this culture has been for over 700 years, and it cannot just be changed today. Like the revered king actually mentioned, the hierarchy system is not just about administrative function. They have spiritual and traditional roles to play. So the Benin monarch was actually very, very right in asserting that the hierarchical system is alien to the Benin.
So you just mentioned the Iyeki. Can you just give us the historical role of the Iyeki in the Benin culture? Not just, they said it's not just administrative, but it's also spiritual and, socially. What is it about?
Yes. In every market in Edo State, for example, the Oba market, the Ekiosa market, the Agbado market, the traders within that market, select the Iyeki. They select the Iyeki and present that person to the Oba of Benin for the installation and his blessing. When that is done, for every market in Benin, there is a shrine, there is a deity in every market that Iyeki, would serve, on behalf of the Benin monarch. So the Iyeki is the eyes of the Benin monarch in every market, not just the administrative aspect. They do a lot of rituals, a lot of prayers, for the market to go well. So, for example, in our market, we have a shrine called the Awe Mota, and it is only the Iyeki that is permitted, to sweep and worship around that shrine. It's not just any person. You cannot bring somebody who is not a non-native, somebody who is not a Benin, to come and supersede or supervise the activities of a particular market. And let me say this, every market in Benin is unique. We don't have a central system. Every market is unique, and they are held in different days. We have the Agbado market, we have the Oba market, we have the Ekiosa market. They are all unique, and they have their respective days for holding all of these markets. So that's the way the system is, here.
I'm glad we're talking about the system, because we also know that the entire structure of Edo State have changed completely when it comes to politics. And oftentimes, that means, yes, so that means from the ground up, it is completely flying the flags or the colors of APC. It will be hiding our heads in the ground as like ostrich if we do not call out the elephant in the room or say the silent part out loud. The Iyaloja General is none other than the daughter of the president. And so one has to ask, would there be do you anticipate any consequences giving this move by the monarch rejecting the Iyaloja structure in Edo State?
Not at all. The revered Oba of Benin is apolitical. He's not a member of any political party. What the Oba of Benin did was to reel out the age-long culture, that has been obtainable, in the ancient city of Benin and in Edo in general. So I don't see any political interface, because the Oba of Benin is apolitical. Whoever is the president, the Oba of Benin is ready to cooperate, whether it's from APC, whether it's from PDP, whether it's from Labour, or whatever political party the president comes from. So that is the way it is.
Now, as we're talking about, the Iyaloja, supporters of this type of leadership when it comes to marketplace have said that, a centralized system like this across all markets, they argue that this model brings about cohesiveness or coherency or stronger representation, and even give the women political clout. Would you say that those arguments are valid in Edo State, given already how the political structures have changed in the last 8 months?
They are not valid at all. They are not valid. Like I told you, the markets in Benin, in Edo, they have their unique attributes. The Kiosa is different from Oba market, is different from Agbado market, is different from every other market. So each market is unique. Bringing a central system, you know, we are now saying we want them to now work in synergy. That is not obtainable in our markets in Benin. They have peculiar attributes. So that in outlook.
Yeah, so I think my question is, in your experience as a former aide in culture and tourism, do such cultural disputes impact, you know, investors? Because of course, every state is trying to make sure that, you know, it's better for the citizens and everything. So having to have this cultural dispute of Iyaloja and Iyeki, do you think it's going to impact investors' confidence and, you know, market stability or the public perception of state? As my co-host Judith mentioned, you know, it's now, you know, the politics have changed. It's now APC from the grassroots upward. So what is your take, knowing fully well that you were former aide for Arts and Agriculture and Culture?
Yeah. To me, it shouldn't change anything. Shouldn't change anything. Investors are free to come in to invest. There is market stability because, like I told you, I said the EEC system has been for over 700 years, and we have the likes of Idian Yesige, you know, the popular Pestac man. That woman was a former Iyeki. We had the Eden Okpoho, you know, and so many and so many other great women who have been Iyekis in the past. So we have a tradition and an age-long tradition that has been working for us for the past 700 years. So it is not now today that we will now have a change of system. If we have a system that has been working for us, it is important that we continue with that system, you know. So I don't see investors losing confidence because of the Iyeki, the Iyaloja issue. I think the state government is in synergy with the traditional institution here in Edo. There is no coercion. There is peace between the state government and the traditional institution here in Benin. You know, this probably is just another bottleneck that I think the state government and the traditional institution would sit together and look at with a view of finding lasting solution to it, because we cannot change our tradition just today. Iyaloja is peculiar to the western part of Nigeria. Here in Benin, what is obtainable here in Edo State, what is obtainable is Iyeki.
Iyeki. Very quickly, I have to ask you, first of all, you are the former, you know, SA for Arts and Culture, and that means you must have served under the last governor. So does that make you PDP
Exactly.
or APC? Are you still PDP or APC? Because it's a leading question.
Well, as of today, I'm a member of the PDP, but the interest of our state should be first and foremost. It shouldn't be about political party.
Exactly.
It should be about the progress of our state. It should be about the interest of our state.
Right. I'm glad you have said that, because it begs to ask the question about, you know, the interference of politics when it comes to tradition and culture of a state like Benin. Nigeria is very diverse, right? And every state is entrenched in their culture, their heritage, and their traditions. And one of them who's at the forefront of it is not just the Western states, or like Lagos or Ogun or Osun, but most important, or Ondo or Oyo that we just saw the last coronation of the Olubadan, but also Benin, Edo State as well, who is, as we always regard, one of the first civilizations that we know of the world. And so with this, you know, occurrence that have happened, what does this say about the politicization of state structures and the interference of it into state matters?
Yeah. Yes, I I wouldn't want to say completely that there is no political undertone, but they should find a way, to get that sorted out and not distort our age-long tradition. The hierarchy system is a very delicate one. It's not just, like I said before, it's not just about the administrative role. It's about the spiritual role. It's about the traditional role. And the traditional institution should not be such that is politicized. It shouldn't be, politics shouldn't be involved with our tradition at all. It should be a different ball game. So if they want to play politics, I think our traditional institution is not the right place to play politics with. If there is anything the Benin man or the Edo man guide jealously, is their tradition. They can pay the ultimate sacrifice just to protect their tradition.
Well, Mr. Amieye Omorige, thank you.
Guys, you have seen it for yourself. This is what we are saying, that these people, they don't have anything they can hold on to when it comes to campaign for 2027. And the only thing they believe in is to, outside using INEC, they want to force people to vote against their will. They want people to vote against their own will, because it's not just about leadership, it's not about competence, it's not about credibility. It's all about who can do the deal. So Tinubu knows that he has nothing to tell Nigerians on why they should vote for him. Instead, they want to hijack the institution, they want to hijack everywhere, and everything is going to work in their own favor. So guys, let me know what you think about what is currently happening in Nigeria today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.